price of greatness is responsibility. Well, then, in the words of Tommy Pickles, I hate responsibilities. So what's going on, guys? It's March 29th. It is 4:25 a.m. in the morning. My name is Mark. If you're your first time here, guys, I'm going to do a review on a Jacoje 3.2 millimeter 24-inch heavy link, or as you others know, Hermes chain. This one I actually bought secondhand from Alex Ramos. That's R-A-M-O-S for you in the Midwest. I joke with him. I say, hey man, every time I say your name, I bet I say it some different way. But anyways, guys, he's in the Tri-Truth. He has items that he sells to, because he'll buy stuff, and it's not for profit or anything like that. Sometimes it's just, you buy stuff, everybody in there. That's kind of how it was. You buy a piece, you may wear it for a while, then you may want to upgrade to 14 or 18 or 22 karat, or you may want to go from a 3 to a 4 to a 5. Or anyways, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on the intro because I don't know how long this video is going to be, and of course long videos take forever to load and you guys lose interest, which if you're here for certain reasons. I'm going to compare this to the 3.2 with a 5 millimeter concave, a 6 millimeter rope, which I'm wearing right now, guys. A 6 millimeter, just to start off, I'm almost 6'4", I'm 240 pounds. This is a 26 inch, 6 millimeter rope, 18 karat, 2 millimeter, 14 karat Daniel Jewelry Ink rope, which, and then you've got 22 karat mini angel here. So we're going to compare that to the 2 millimeter rope. I was going to do a 1.5 millimeter Franco or smaller, but I didn't think that would be really, necessary. I've got the 3.5 millimeter rope and the 2 millimeter rope, and I think that's going to be kind of, and I know there's a 2.5 millimeter rope as well, and even a 3 millimeter, but this way you can at least see, okay, well, the 2 with this, or if you wanted to do like a double layer, since this is a 22 inch, I'm going to show you that with a 24 inch heavy link, and then I've also going to show you a 24 inch heavy link with a 26 inch heavy link, both 3.2. The 26 is actually 18 karat, guys. I'll be doing a review on it probably tomorrow. So to get started, guys, this is the Jacoje box from Christmas time 2022. Okay. Guys, this chain was packed by Raquel. 30.2 grams, it says on the card. 3.2 millimeter, 24 inch heavy link, 14 karat. That is what the cards look like if you guys have never seen one. Stickers, and then the bag. Everything kind of matched on this one. Again, guys, I didn't buy this one new. I have this box. I don't think you can tell what it has. Like, it's kind of sparkly, glittery, whatever you would want to call that. So, guys, this is the man of the hour, or whatever you want to say. This is a 14 karat, and also we're going to be comparing this to that 18 karat. So, let's go ahead and do that. First of all, on the heavy link, guys, one side will say 14 karat, and the other side will be Italy. The other side says Jacoje, and it's blank on the other side. So Jacoje on this side, right here. Nothing. 14 karat, right here. Italiano. Okay, so get 14 karat. We're going to compare it to the 18 karat, okay? And my honest opinion on this is that both of these chains, yes, you can tell when I have them up, there is a difference in color, okay? And by the way, that is the large lobster clasp here, okay? Teardrop, some people call it, whatever you want to say. So the thing about it is the 14 karat is a beautiful 14 karat. That's going to be this one right here. This is your 14 and this is your 18. Can you guys even tell on camera? I want to make sure I told you right. Okay, yeah, I did. Okay. So 18 karat, 14 karat. So I can see back here. So the 18 karat gets more, it's more darker. Okay, so if you're somebody that wants a brighter yellow, 14 karat is definitely going to be the one for you. Because that 18 karat is getting, it's a beautiful, beautiful color. It's because Gold Guys is almost a cheesy orange, as some would say, but that's an appreciation to it. 18 karat, that's why I kind of like 18 karat. I think 22 is fine, durability on most chains. I just, it matches. So, you know, this concave curb, I love so much. It is a 14 karat. So if I had something 22 karat and wore it with it, it might be a real big contrast, whereas 18 and 14 sometimes, depending on, you know, flash plating or not, if, you know, Italy made or whatever, it's going to have a difference there. So that is it. That's the comparison there with another 3.2. How amazing was that? Guys, here's that concave I was talking about. This is a 5mm concave. Real fast. Let me line up the, I call them boobies. We used to call them that when we were in elementary school, the clasp. Boobies showing. So 5mm, which kind of comes out to a 5.2. And then, you know what, I didn't do this one, but it says 3.2. I'm going to take it at its word there. Now, I'm going to be honest, as a layer like this with the 5mm concave curb and the 24-inch heavy link at 3.2, I like it. I liked the 26-inch rope with the 26-inch concave curb, but I don't know if I like the 26-inch heavy link with the 26-inch concave curb. Now, I do absolutely love the heavy link 3.2 with the 3.5mm rope. Hot damn. So anyways, let's go ahead and put it next to that 3.5mm rope. And guys, I think this is one of my, I love this stack right here. So this is, of course, what it would look like, and I'll put them on for here in a moment. But there is your 3.5mm rope, of course, on the left. And then here is that. These are both 18 karat, guys. The rope is from Jacoje.com. So it's Peruvian. The rope is a lighter yellow for sure. I don't know if you guys can tell that. Then the heavy link, even though they're both 18 karat, it again has to do with just different platings and, you know, whatever they do with that, guys. Again, that doesn't mean that you have a piece of junk and that they plated it. It means that they either dipped it in gold that was a little higher purity, or they dipped it in the same kind of gold, or who knows. But that's what that looks like size-wise. And I love that look, so. But I like this at 26 inches with this, so that it looked more like that. So, you guys are going to want to see here it is next to the 2mm rope, guys. See if I can get this. So that's just going to be depending on what look you're wanting. And just for, since I have another 3.2, I'm going to go ahead and put this 24 inch on with this 6mm rope at 26 inches, because that's what I have out here, guys. That's what I got. So, and the reason I did this is so that maybe if you're like, man, that rope's too big, but you like the look, get a 5mm rope. So again, this is a 6mm 26 inch. This is a 3.2mm heavy link 24 inch. I am 74 inch. I don't know. I am 6'3" 3/4" or some stuff, guys. 240 pounds. So that's what that looks like. Let's go ahead and take this rope off. Now two things are happening. You're able to see this as a solitaire chain on me, and because I have another 3.2, even though it's 18 karat, guys, it's the same size. So go ahead and check that out next to a 6mm rope if you wanted to do that. Ropes always put off more presence, and so that, I'm not gonna lie, this guy holds his own, and man, does it shine, guys. These things shine crazy. I don't know if you can see that. There's no light in here. I'm constantly hitting the computer to turn on light. It's dark. It's 4:30 in the morning. It's dark. I've got like a 60-watt bulb. But I was under the impression always, and guys, I've owned these, okay, up to a 5mm, that in my head that the rope outshines everything, and this guy definitely holds his own, because it's every single side of it. You know, what do I say? I said, okay, you know, the diamond cuts catch me and my beard or whatever. Not this guy. So Ricky said, you know, this will be your chain of 2025. I'm calling it. You know, it's like, I've had these before and I loved it. And I've said before that the 3.2mm, which is what I have on and what I have in my hand, is my top 5 favorite chains. Now that I'm, you know, but when you're wearing heavy chains that weigh 100 grams, 180 something grams, you know, they don't pull on your beard, they don't catch them because there's nothing there. But now that, you know, I'm getting older and things are getting a little worse, with, you know, pains or headaches, and I wanted a smaller chain. The smaller you get on a rope, the more it's gonna grab you and start groping you. The rope grope, we'll call it that. But man, and I always said, you know, the shine hurts so good because it's so pretty, even though it's so painful. And you know, sometimes it's embarrassing when you come up and you're like got this stuck here and you're like, oh yeah. But this ain't happening, okay? But I hope this picks up, guys. I'm going into some depth on this chain because it is one of my favorite, and gold's flipping expensive. They have a heavy cable link on Jacoje.com. These can be called different names, same manufacturer, but it's got a Jacoje stampede. That's where I bought it, so we're gonna call it a heavy link, okay? The 3.2, the 2.7mm, if you don't want a rope and you don't want something grabbing, you know, and you want to put it on a pendant or put a pendant on it, the 2.7 might be the best size for a standard size pendant, a mini size pendant. Maybe not a large because it's a little heavy, but guys, that 2.7, but the 3.2 overall is kind of what I wanted with presents. And again, I talked to Braden, you know, about buying this, and this one right here. And he asked me the question, and so I want to throw this out there. He said, are you sure that's going to have enough presence? Now, guys, again, I've owned this one. I was lucky enough to have it. Excuse me. So I was like, because the rule is if you're on this one, for instance, if you're in between a 3.2 and a 4, and this is I'm talking to you, go with the 4, okay? I knew I wanted the 3.2, okay? Because the 4 would have been like almost trying to be where I would want to be for a bigger chain in my like journey. But so it was right in the middle of just like on the rope, 5mm was probably one of my favorites. It is probably my favorite, but I don't, I'm 4 and, with I wanted a smaller look, but even a 3.5. So that's what I did, a 3.5, because I thought I would pair it with this 3.2. The shine on these things are absolutely freaking crazy. So let's go ahead and do this. It's a 24-inch, guys, so if you're smaller, that's going to be like a 26-inch on you. Also, I want to go ahead and show you, I have a smaller wrist, so my wrist, guys, I wear a 7.5 size bracelet. This is a 3.2, right? This is that 18 karat one, but if you were kind of thinking about getting a 3.2 millimeter, I think this guy here is 8 millimeters. I think it said so on the package. You kind of want something a little subtle, but just, this might be a great place to put an 18 karat or 22 karat, guys. Now, see this, every edge on every side is polished. You're going to ask me about scratches and stuff. I don't care. Okay. Now, if this was like a 6 millimeter and it's like your one, guys, if you wear it on the outside of your shirt, seat belts are gonna scratch it. It's just, wear your jewelry. Don't let your jewelry wear you, okay? If you get a watch, it's gonna get banged on stuff, okay? It just, look at it and just move on, okay? Don't worry about scratches. I read all the comments. I haven't had a chance to get back, but like someone asked me if this is an everyday use, because it was the back, it was scratched. Well, it doesn't look bad at all, but yeah, one time I wore this every day. Now I wear it just mainly on Sundays. So here's that, guys. Let me, all you tuck-in enthusiasts, all right? So let's roll this back out. And do I like this chain? I absolutely do. I like it at 24 inches. I think it's a casual look. Now on me, I wear a lot of hoodies, okay? So in my journey, I've learned that the 26 inch is best for Mark, okay? With headaches, sliding it over my head, everything else. However, if I were to go to work, right, and you have that button-up shirt and it stops right here, you've got this. So even a 22 inch usually on a button-up, guys, because I go to here, that would be the best, which is like a 20 on some of you guys, 18 probably even. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put on the smaller chain, because your bottom chain should always be bigger, in my opinion. It is just my opinion, and that is only, if you're wearing a pendant on the bottom one and it's smaller, that's a different story. But you tell me if you think this 2 millimeter rope would look better down here. It wouldn't. 22 inches, 24 inches. 2 millimeter, 3.2. It's not a bad look, guys. It really isn't, especially like just kind of a clean, subtle look. Now, layering chains like this, I like it because I used to think, man, when I'm wearing this, there's just nothing here. I'm just bland. And now I got the 26. That's why I kind of double it up down there. I think it looks cool. which you guys will see later on. So let me go ahead and take this off, or actually I can just tuck it in. I don't really need to take it off there. By the way, at 192 subscribers, awesome guys, 49,102 views is what it's showing. So really, it's probably really close to the 50,000 mark. So 50,000 views is nuts. I thought, you know, maybe 500 after a couple of years, but 50,000 in like 5 months or something. And I know people will blow up and they go crazy, but you know, it's just little old me. So this is the 3.2 millimeter concave, 3.2 millimeter heavy link, 24 inches. Both of these are 14 carats. This is that concave curve, guys, 5 millimeter at 24 inches, 26 inches. Okay, 24, 26. I'll get it right eventually. I don't know. And you usually have to fix these at first. You saw me push that over. More likely this is going to get twisted anyways, but so here's the truth on this one. Out of my looks, like what I have, I probably wouldn't pair these two together. However, if you owned just this chain and then you bought this one, I would wear it all day long, guys. I'm gonna lie. I'd wear them both together and I'd be happy because it looks good. It's just, you know, I have some other things, and I may wear this, you know, kind of look again. I don't know if I'm going to keep the 24 inch. I mainly got it to see if, you know, 24 inches was something I would want to get into. I really like that 22 inch. It just kind of fell into my lap. This rope that I'll do a review on. And I was going to probably sell it, but now I think I'm just going to keep it. You know, I'd love to be able to keep every chain you ever bought, you know. That's what I'm saying. So guys, like if you have, because I don't want anyone to have to buy a chain and sell it, go back and forth. Because if you got something like this and you were like, man, I'm about the same size as him, I should have got a 26 inch, or well, I didn't, he's wearing a 24 inch here, I wanted something smaller. That's a 22 inch. Okay, so you were the, and now for the 20. Somebody asked me if I could wear 18 inch the other day. I told him if it came with Ozempic, I guess I could. I need a neckiotomy. All right, so how about we pair this guy up with a rope? You know what, we'll do this last because we'll double it up. What we'll do here is we'll put on another 3.2 millimeter heavy link. And like I said, this video is already at almost 24 minutes. Are you still with me? Some people be like, if you're still with me, say I'm still with you in the comments or something. That's funny. I'm still with you, Mark. So, this may be more my style if I were to, like I said, with what I have, I would probably pair this up. Here. So, let's go back. .2, heavy link, same chain, 14, 18 karat. Just look for you. So, here's my thing, guys. If I start to double chain like this, and I'm going to stay back here for a second because I want you to see why. I would probably, if I didn't have the neck issues, I would want to go 22 and 24. And here's why. Watch this. About right here. And then now, to me, that just looks cleaner a little bit. Guys, it's all preference. Maybe you want to go 20 and 22. I've done 22 and 22 and I like that. So see if I can help you out there. That's about what that would look like. And then if you had 24 stacked, be about right here. Okay, so the two things I want to do now, guys, I want to show you this with a 3.5 millimeter rope to see what you think. And again, ropes have the bigger presence, right? But because this chain's darker, again, guys, comment below. I want to know what, and this is not to get whatever YouTube does. It's so that I want to kind of know, because it's like I'm wearing it too. I want to chat about it, and then also it would help other people. 3.2 millimeter heavy link, 24 inches, 3.5 millimeter rope, guys, is cut down to 3.3 with the diamond cuts, and that one is 18 karat. Now I do kind of like this. Now this is the one that I didn't mind. This is the 3.2 millimeter heavy link, 18 karat with the 3.2 millimeter, the 3.5 millimeter rope. Both of those are 18 carats. Both of them are at 26 inches. Now this one's the 14 karat. Again, not real worried about it. And it is at the 24 inches. And it's a 3.2 that we're talking about today. And this is kind of the look I'll be talking about tomorrow. What do you guys think of that? This is, I really love my concave and stuff. And we're not going to get too sidetracked here, but just a little preview for tomorrow, you know. And I don't want you guys to get distracted down there. I thought, boy, that might look good with the concave at 24 inches. But again, guys, this is why I do this, because I'll go back and watch videos and I'll talk about how I had a headaches with it and stuff. And so far, so good with this. And again, if I start getting a headache, I take both of them off, and I put one on. The heavy link weighs 41 something grams. The other one weighs 30. So it just depends. The heavy link doesn't pinch my face, and it could very well be what Ricky said, you know. And it's been around for a while, guys. That chain style, you know, Drake, you know, made that popular, you know, for a while in fashion magazines and stuff. I remember always seeing. So here's that, guys. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to take this off. We're at 29 minutes, okay? So this video may not load until I'm dead and gone, but if that's the case, I love y'all. This is this mug right here, the 3.2 with a mini angel. Now, almost the rope chains from Peru, the 14 and 18, there's a very subtle difference when it's smaller. Like a 6 millimeter, you can tell the 18 karat's darker, but it's subtle. A 22 karat rope might go better with an 18 karat heavy link just because of the coloring. So that's with that, guys. Again, that was a mini size and it had no issue going through the bell. This is a large size script. Okay, I just kind of want to put that up there for you guys to see. And that's another thing about the heavy link. Check that out. So there's nothing for it to catch on. So, I mean, like, when it comes to it, people are like, the Franco is, you know, the best chain for pendants. Now, these get bigger, I'm not going to lie. So that's why I said the 2.7, because if you get big, then these, you know, the flat sides, the pendant may sit on it. So yes, the Franco probably is the best overall pendant for, or chain for pendants. However, I'm just, when it comes to Francos, I think they're super subtle. And if you're wanting to go for that super subtle look, I've had up to, I think the 3.5, it was 22 karat. Or it was 22 karat, I guess I should say. But it's a real subtle look. So I need just a little more than subtle. I don't want flashy. I don't want subtle. I want fuddle, I guess. Sladdle. Flatty. No. Flashy? That sounds dangerous, like Halloweenish. All right, guys, so this is a 22-inch, and this is without it. So I'll give it just standard size Jacoje. Flooded Boss Cross. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. So yeah, this is a standard size, so it doesn't get caught. It doesn't slide as smoothly as a Franco, that's for sure. But this is a 3.2. Again, guys, that 2.7 millimeter. He's got a 2 millimeter heavy link cable that I looked at. Even in 22 karat, it's very affordable for what it was. I don't know if prices have gone up. I'm sure they have, because prices are going up on cars and everything else. So it's not just gold. People are like, oh, well, gold went up. Now I get it. But it's like, you guys got to remember, like, stuff comes from Italy and Peru. That's not in the United States. And now it's getting more expensive. And they're charging more. And they don't just make chains for Jacoje. They have to make all these. And I think he said something, they have to get loans for millions of dollars. I don't know. All I know is I've always been the same way, guys. Whether it's smoke or Zorby, you know, if you want it, you want it. If it's good, it's good. You know what I'm saying? So have a blessed Saturday. Spend some time with your family or your friends, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow with the 18 karat review. Stay blessed.